Hey everyone, today we're back working on wrist strengthening and I have 4 progressions for the 4 exercises in the previous video. So if you haven't done them, please go back, have a look before you try these harder progressions. Also make sure that you do the stretches and activation exercises from the video that was posted on Sunday. So try and do these all in a sequence. So if you've done the first workout and it was challenging, you don't need to progress on to these ones. But if one of the exercises wasn't quite right, you're going to find a progression that's going to help you here. Okay, so number 1, we did wrist extensions on our knees, and so today, if I want to just try and test if people can maybe push that up a little bit here. So we'll try the wrist extension, bring your hands back and push forward on your toes. It's a much more demanding exercise. I would suggest rather than doing a repetition like we did on our knees, I would just be holding that position probably for 20 to 30 seconds, depending on how much you can do. If you can't make 30 seconds, I know it's very challenging, add the time up, so 3 batches of 10 or whatever it is that you can do to try and make a really long stretch out of that. Exercise number 2 will be, we did the push-up on our fist. I'm going to make that harder again today, so rather than just doing the fist push-up here, okay, we're going to stand up a bit more, walk our feet in like downward dog, and do the push-up. It's called a pike push-up. We're going to do it on our fists. And we're going to try these push-ups here. This is certainly hard going on the shoulders, but it's really forcing your wrist to do a lot of stabilizing work. So that is a stabilizing activity. Number 3, you will need either a dumbbell, or perhaps you can use a can or a tin or a water bottle, a foam roller. All you're going to do, ab roller if you've got one. All you're going to do, I've got my hands either side of the dumbbell here, and I'm going to roll the dumbbell away from me, and you can see that my wrists are having to do a lot of this work, and on the way back, do the same thing. And all I'm trying to do is put the wrist through a challenge, through a difficult activity, which is involving flexion and extension. So it depends on what you can use. Maybe you might want 2 tins, so there's more instability. So 2 tins of beans, 2 water bottles, something like that could really help you, or 2 dumbbells if you've got it. And the last exercise, we were doing a frog stand for the first progression, which is your elbows inside the knees. If you're ready for a step up now, that would be a crow stand. The variations of names are just different for terms of yoga or calisthenics, but this is what I understand it to be, crow stand. So this, I'm going to put my knees on top of my elbow. I'm going to do it from the side to show you this first. So rather than these going outside the elbows, the knees are going on top of the elbows. I've got to stand up a little bit more to do it, but the same thing happens. I'm leaning forward and just letting all that weight come onto my wrists. I'm finding that balance, using my hand, the span of my hand, to try and keep myself as balanced as possible and keep my wrists nice and stable. So that's the progression for the crow stand. I'll show you a recap now of those exercises happening all in a go. Don't do these, like I said, unless you've done the previous exercises. Make sure you do your warm-up. Hopefully this work has been useful. Don't worry if this progression is too hard. This is very big. I know it seems like wrists might have been easy, but these are all big, quite very, very strong movements. So just do what you can do and come to me for any comments or feedback that you have.